Hi everyone, Jeff Hills, Senior Vice President of Sales for Team Beachbody, and I am here with Mr. Tommy Migrant, all the way from Bellevue, Ohio. So Tommy,
Actually,
welcome.
I'm here with you, Jeff. That's what's going on.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Tommy, you've got a long list of accomplishments here with Team Beachbody. You are a 10-star Diamond coach. You've personally sponsored in your career over 250 coaches. In 2010, you were an elite coach. 2010, you were number 8 on the top coach ranks. You are a 2011 Success Club 10 trip qualifier. In 2010, you were a top recruiter. 2010, you were in the top team rank advancements, and you've already qualified for the 2012 Atlantis.
Yeah, that's going to
trip.
rock. Oh my gosh, Atlantis is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So obviously you've done some great things in your business. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Just as before we jump into this, how are you feeling about Beachbody and where you're going?
I've never been more excited about Beachbody. You know, where we're at right now with the challenges coming out and the challenge packs and the vision going forward to just make it easier, make it more simple. My team's never been more excited. You come into our team pages and there's just an increased level of enthusiasm and excitement and belief that's going on right now. And I have absolutely no doubt we're going to explode this thing.
Well, and you've just touched on why we're here today. Beachbody Challenges, we launched them in November. We're having some great success, a lot of teams out there. But you know, as we've jumped into these, we've seen some people that have learned how to really grasp them, to keep it simple yet powerful. And others have, you know, maybe added a little complexity to them, had challenges. So what we want to do today is two things. I want to talk to you about how you would start your own challenge group. And then secondly, as you've got a big organization, how do you duplicate that down into your businesses? How do you organize your groups to do that? So let's start with the Beachbody Challenges. What's the power that you see in them?
There's a lot of power with the Beachbody Challenges. I think it simplifies things for us. Gives us a simple way to organize people. We gather them together. We make sure that they have every opportunity to get the support they need to get the results that they want.
So Tommy, you know, it seems like most things really get back down to the fundamentals or the basics of the sharing cycle. Finding, inviting, sharing, and sponsoring.
Yeah,
fair?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
And is it any different for the Beachbody Challenge?
No, it's not. And in fact, it makes it a lot easier to find, invite, share, and sponsor because you're constantly finding and inviting and sharing the exact same thing all the time. It's one thing.
Awesome.
It's a challenge.
So now, as we were speaking before, you've developed, refined what you refer to as a 5-step system.
Right.
Really, to keep this simple, concise, and duplicatable.
Yeah.
So let's do this. I've got a copy of this system that you shared with me, and I think it'd be great just for you to go through this and show them what it looks like.
Yeah.
How simple it be.
Yeah, absolutely. It's simple. It's a series of 5 separate emails.
So let's start with step 1.
Okay. I make my list, and I'm going to send step 1 to 5 or 10 people. And step 1 simply says, hey Joe, we are starting this 90-day or 60-day challenge group and have space for just a few more people. I'm coming to you and giving you the first opportunity to take a look before I start inviting this long list. Would you like to hear more about that?
That's pretty simple.
Yeah. And the new coach or the coach that's inviting doesn't have to guess about what to say. They just simply send that message to their first 10 people.
So my guess is once you send that invitation out, that spurs a little bit of curiosity and also a sense of scarcity or kind of urgency because you're starting it, wanted to give it to you first.
It does all those things, scarcity, urgency, and expecting a response.
The other thing I like about that is that I don't have to feel like I've been in the business forever with all sorts of credibility or experience.
That is the whole point of this. It's one thing for someone like me who's had a lot of success, you know, to go post something on Facebook and it rattles, lose 20 people, but not everybody has that kind of following.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier and people are a lot less fearful because they can simply just do this and send out an invitation.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so step 2, you say engage with a question.
So they come back and they say they'd like to hear more and I send them this message. Hey Joe, thanks for asking me about the Beachbody Challenge. I will send some details in a video and another message, but first I have to ask you why you're curious about this challenge. What makes you want to know more about our group? The more I know why you're interested, the better I can help you by directing you to the best information.
The message you're sending is you're listening to them.
Right.
Okay, you're trying to find out what their goals are, why they're really interested, and you get a sense for kind of their commitment level.
Right. When people come back after step 2, they tell you every reason why they would want to do this.
Yeah. So they get committed as they're going on. They're convincing themselves.
They're convincing themselves.
Yeah.
And they're saying yes again.
That's nice. Good. Okay. So inviting, engaging with a question. Step 3, show the introducing the Beachbody Challenge video.
Right. And this is a very important step. Now, when you do step 3, they've come back and they've given you their reasons why they want more information.
Okay.
So when you send step 3 is very simple. It simply says, wow, Joe, I totally understand, and I have no doubt that this challenge group will help you do whatever it is they're looking to do. So in step 2, they give you their why. you're going to plug in their why. into
Let
step
them know
three.
that you were listening to
So,
them.
for example, I had sent out this step 2 to a kid, asking about his why. He was 23 years old. He had just ended a snowboarding event, and on the third day, he was too fat to finish. And he loves snowboarding, right? And so in this step, I personalized it and said, I totally understand. I have no doubt this challenge group is going to help you finish your snowboarding trips. You've made a great choice to take a look.
Hits home, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes it about what they want. So initially, right in this very first part of step 3, you're giving it their why and you're edifying their choice to just take a look. They haven't committed to anything, but they're having a deeper connection to what it is we're offering.
Yeah, again, the thing that I like about this so far, Tommy,
Right.
is it's about them and about their interests and what their goals are.
Right.
So there's an authenticity that really
Yeah.
flows through this process.
Absolutely. And then it says, we're forming a challenge group based on the Beachbody Challenge. Here's a short 5-minute video to explain more. Watch this video, and if you're still serious about getting the absolute best results in the shortest amount of time, I will connect you to the next step. When can you watch this video? Right now or later? I simply need to know when you're ready for the next step, which includes sharing additional information such as specific details, what we're committing to, and what you can expect to gain. Sound fair? And then I just simply add my link. If I'm the coach, I would add my own link to that video.
Yeah. Again, nice because you're putting it out in front of them, but you're asking for another added measure of commitment on their part and representation. Am I really interested? Or not, when can we further discuss? So we've gone to that point of watching the Beachbody Challenge video.
Yes.
There's step 4, one to go after that.
Yeah, step 4. So they come back and they say, yeah, I'm serious. I want to know more. What are the details? This would be step 4. Sounds like you're completely serious about your desire to snowboard all 3 days. You would add in their why, which is what they gave you. It's not making it about you, it's making it about them. I have no doubt this challenge group will help you get the absolute best results. Here's the deal, it's simple. Fitness plus nutrition plus support equals success. You commit to the Beachbody workout program of your choice, Shakeology once a day, and a challenge group spot for accountability and support. We all work together and help each other win. This is a proven and simple formula, and those who commit are much more likely to finish and get the absolute best results. So we're identifying truly now what is the commitment? What's the agreement?
Right.
Okay, but a new coach that doesn't know how to do that doesn't have to know how to do that. All they got to know is how to copy step 4 and send it to the prospect. The closing is an assumptive close, but what I do is I start a challenge group the first Monday of every month. Okay. So I just say the challenge group begins on Monday, December 5th. The initial investment is anywhere from free to $205 depending on what you need. Do you already have your preferred Beachbody program, Shakeology, or will you need both?
So when you say the investment is between free,
yes.
So what does that mean to be free? How can you be part of a challenge and have it be free?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways that it could be free, honestly. Right now, I'm also offering this to my customers who already have a program and are already on Shakeology because I want them to get the full experience so that potentially they will duplicate it and start creating groups of their own and making money.
Okay.
Right? So the first way would be that they're already on the stuff. They've already made the investment the other way. Maybe they just need to add a club membership to fulfill the entire package. All right. Or it could be free if they simply want to become a coach and find 3 people. If they could make their own list of 10, send out the first invitation and find their 3 people and make their $210 and pay for their expense.
Pay for it all. Okay,
for it all.
Great. All right. So from a business building standpoint, which most of the people listening to this video are, they're coaches, they're going to be looking to say, okay, how do I generate revenues from this? So you might invest in some coaches or some customers that you're saying this person could be a potential coach.
Yes.
So I'm going to help them out. That's the free element. And then there's the piece, obviously, which is just bring people in as customers or coaches. Referrals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, if they're willing to give me a list of at least 10 people that we can invite, then I would sign them up as a coach. If they're not, then I don't. I sign them up as a customer.
Okay, we're now at step 5, okay, which is setting the enrollment appointment. What do you do?
Okay, simply I go to step 5 in the process. They've come back and they said, I'm in, what do I do? And I would simply send them one of 2 messages. The first message says, okay, great. Most people enroll with the challenge pack, which includes your workout of choice and first month of Shakeology, which is exactly what you need. I'll send you the steps to enroll with the challenge pack. You place your order and we'll add you to the group. Takes about 10 minutes to enroll. Sound good?
Clear, concise, succinct, pretty simple.
Very simple. Or I say, this is if they already had P90X.
Got it.
Right? And they just need Shakeology and the club membership. Okay, great. Sounds like you already have your preferred workout program and simply need to get Shakeology. I can either send you the step-by-step process to enroll, or we can get on the phone and I can walk you through it. Which do you prefer?
Pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
So step 1, Just really just the finding and inviting people.
Right.
Step 2, engage them with a question that really starts to determine what their why is, what they're trying to achieve, right? Okay, step 3 is what?
Step 3 is we repeat their why. We edify that the challenge group will help them achieve that.
Okay.
And we send them Carl's video.
Okay, and 4?
And step 4 is more detailed, that establishes the commitment and determines assumptively whether they need the entire challenge pack, just Shakeology, or how they're going to sign up.
And 5 is getting it going.
And 5 is simply setting the enrollment and giving them the step-by-step to sign up.
Tommy, some really good stuff. But let's be honest. Okay, you can't go throughout this whole process without getting some objections, regardless of how good you are.
Yeah, you're going to get fewer objections, I believe.
Okay, so let's talk about 3.
Okay.
Okay, real quickly. So the first is you're always going to run into people that say, Tommy, sounds like a lot of money.
Right.
Can't afford it.
Right. I always use the I don't know, all I know is method.
Okay,
It's
which
is I don't know about that. All I know is, and I share a story of somebody who also overcame their money objection and had success.
Okay.
So I would say, I don't know about that. All I know is this guy, Luke, had joined our previous group. He didn't have any money either, but he figured out a way, and he's now lost his first 20 pounds. So either you can let money keep you from achieving your why, or I can give the spot to somebody else. Do you want the spot, or should I find someone to take it?
Yeah, the nice approach to that is that it's the stories that are compelling for people. If you try and argue on the facts of something, you're going to lose them.
The 5 steps build the value. They're not just buying Shakeology.
Yeah.
They're buying the results.
They're buying a process.
They're buying the process, and they're buying the group engagement, and they're buying the vision of this is going to help them achieve what they want.
Yeah, you know, we could stop there because that really is the power of this whole thing. And I think where the tripping point earlier was, you kept saying they're not just buying a shake. You know, they're buying more than that. And this is the whole package that people are being engaged in.
It is. This is the entire package that's going to get them what they need.
Yeah.
Period.
So hope that makes sense to everybody. Yeah. Okay, number 2. I don't have time to commit an hour today to be part of your group, Tommy.
When I get a time objection, I ask them simply, you know, why do you feel like you don't have time? You know, we have a lot of people that don't have time. I don't know about that. All I know is, and I offer them another story.
Okay.
From someone else who had a time objection. All I know is I've got Betsy in my challenge group, and she's got 4 kids and a really busy life, and she's doing 10-minute trainer, which only takes like 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Okay, so how serious were you about wanting to lose that 30 pounds in the next 90 days? And I'll ask them that question. How serious were you about that? And I'll remind them of their agreement that they were serious and why they were serious.
It's really funny is that even as I'm sitting here talking to you about these objections,
right.
I feel a little sheepish because I know what the answer was, and that if we've done things before correctly, most of them have been resolved. But nevertheless, these are real objections people
They're real objections, absolutely.
Handle.
Well, listen, people struggle for money, people struggle for time.
Yep.
And they're going to come up.
Okay. Third one before we move on. We've encouraged people to put 5, new customers, new coaches into their challenge group. Sometimes, you may get 3 people and get high-centered where you're going, okay, I can't find my 4th and 5th. So how do you go about resolving that issue?
There's 2 very easy ways to deal with that. The first way is simply to go invite 10 more people to try to fill those 2 spots. I mean, put 10 more people through the process.
Okay.
The second way is to go to the 3 people that you currently have before you go invite more people, and you leverage the fact that you're going to invite more people by saying, hey, there's only a couple more spots left in this challenge group. Either I can invite other people you don't know, or you may get better results if we fill those spots with people you do know. Is there anybody on your list that you'd like for me to invite on your behalf?
Yeah. So natural.
Yeah.
And I'd rather work out with some people that I know and have a friendly competition and support.
You know, who do you know that would love to do this and get competitive with you?
Yeah.
Who do you know that might want to do this group for the next 90 days, that might want to do it? And I'll invite them for you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Ryan, I remember in Bakersfield, told a great story about that, going into a store and same situation where he engaged one person who engaged 4 of the coworkers on that. And it's a powerful way to do this. And again, makes sense. So good stuff, Tommy. Good responses to those objections. So all of this really comes down to people's lives, though. And does it work real time?
Absolutely.
You were talking to me earlier about a young woman by the name of Tina.
Yeah, Tina. I mean, Tina has just absolutely rocked it with this 5-step process. And I got to tell you, because I mean, it's one thing for it to work for me. It's another thing for it to work for a new coach or a struggling coach. And that's really who we tested all this with and got positive results. And Tina had absolutely amazing results. In her 3rd month as a coach, I think the most she had made at that point was like $100 in a month. In her 3rd month. In her 4th month, she made $250. And then in her 5th month, she started using the 5-step process. And she went from $250 to $1,100 in 1 month. I mean, and it was easier. She came back to me and said, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. I can't believe it. I'm having my coaches do it too. And now her coaches are using it. And she had 2 coaches already make Success Club in her 6th month, 1 month later.
Wow. Don't know if it's the easiest thing she's ever done, but it certainly was rewarding.
It was rewarding. I mean, almost a 400% increase. Well, actually more than a 400%.
Yeah, 5 times.
5 times the income just because she went to a simpler and easier method.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, we were talking about taking this now from just your own personal Beachbody Challenge group and saying, I've got an organization and I've got to duplicate this down to my organization. So an approach that you use, maybe some of the principles and how you execute that.
Yeah, and it's one thing to say, I'm going to do it, and then it's another thing to say, I'm going to get a team of people to do this. And I think that the very first thing you have to do is set the example. You can't expect your people to do something you're not willing to do yourself.
Yeah, so you've got to be leading, engaged in a Beachbody Challenge group.
Yes. The second thing is setting the expectation with your team.
You've got to be creating a vision of really what can be and setting expectations. Of what needs to happen.
Setting expectations and painting that vision of how much faster this is going to help people find success. How many people can we get to using this process? How many more invitations are going to be sent out on a daily basis than we were doing before?
Yeah.
Okay, but the third thing is when you sponsor a coach, you immediately set that expectation with them because it's the very first thing you have them do. So you're starting to duplicate it at the bottom of your organization. You're starting to duplicate it with the new coaches that you're enrolling. And that's the expectation. And then you have them become accountable by letting me know how many people went to step 2, how many people went to step 3. And then I ask them to share their success stories with the team on the team page. And the reason that we do that is because their story of success is going to help somebody overcome their objections to doing it this way. And another person's going to send out invites. And another success story is going to be created.
As you're learning from each other, creating best practices, and creating the successes, that's really what starts to duplicate.
Yes, absolutely.
So Tommy, there's just been some really good information shared today, and I just want to thank you for taking the time to be out here to share your insights, and your learnings. The Beachbody Challenge it's here to stay. It's going to be a key piece of our business, and as we learn, your willingness to share has been so helpful. So thanks so much.
Absolutely, the pleasure's all mine. I wholeheartedly believe in the mission of this company and the mission of this network, and I have no doubt that we will end the trend, and we are here to stay, and we are going to do it through challenge groups. So we're just providing the fastest, easiest possible way to make that happen.
All right. Well, again, thanks for being here, coaches.
Great.
When you see Tommy, give him a shout out. The information we've shared, it's going to be on. It's going to be in the Coach Training Academy, the font of all great information in the online office. So as it comes out, we'll make it available to you. Thanks again, Tommy.
All right, Jeff.